Let's
Okay, everybody, tailgating, and we're back. And I'm Bruce with Daryl and Marcus. The World Cup soccer is still going on. The United States is going to play, in around on Wednesday. We talked about that last week, and actually two of us did. And then one of us, Daryl, he seemed really excited about soccer. So I thought, let's talk about baseball this time. I think that's right up Daryl's alley. I got things to talk about with it too, but first, trivia question with baseball. This is with the Texas Rangers. Who is the first person to hit a home run for the Texas Rangers?
Roger Cedeno.
Well, we're gonna say that for the end.
We'll tell you at the end.
We'll tell you at the end.
And I'll give you a hint. His nickname was Hondo.
Oh yeah, that just easy. That makes it easy. It's a no-brainer now. It's a no-brainer.
I can't wait to give this answer.
Herbert Hoover. I don't know.
Somebody. Is it a whole
we're going to talk about baseball. The only thing I know is Rangers are in first place in their division. They got a 500 record, but they're in first place, and what was like 48 and 48. So
42
close.
and 42.
It's like halfway done, and we're in first place.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
Go ahead, Daryl. You're the expert.
I'm glad you're excited for him. You're probably the only one in Dallas or the surrounding area that knows what their record is in the first place. So go Rangers, right?
Yay, Rangers.
Yeah, see, he didn't like me picking on his Rangers. That's okay. We'll leave him alone. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all talking about baseball. Nothing really exciting to talk about this season. my Astros, they're sucking it bad. It's real bad. Starting pitching is missing. The bullpen is missing. The bats come alive every now and then, but what's a baseball team if there's no pitching? You can't really say that you're good. You can have the best bats, but you're not going to be considered a good team unless you have the balance of batting and pitching, right? So I was going to talk about the top three teams in the league right now, and I really respect two of those teams, and one of them I just got a lot of crap to talk about. Let me ask y'all, what team do I want to talk crap about?
Probably the Braves.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
The Braves or the Dodgers? It's probably the Dodgers.
Yeah, it's definitely the Dodgers, man. It's Dodgers. They're number two right now. Now, here's the thing. The Atlanta Braves. I like the Braves. My dad was a Braves fan. And they're doing what they're doing, man, with brilliant, hitting, with great pitching, and they're a really solid team. All right. But the Dodgers are in second place, and they're kind of neck and neck, right? But here's the difference. The Atlanta Braves are doing it with hard work and good, smart, quality baseball, while the Dodgers I really don't respect as much because they have a super team. Kyle Tucker, Freddie, what's his name? Freddie Freeman, Mookie, Max Muncy, what's his name? Otani. It's how you say his name, Otani.
I'll accept your word on it.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, I kind of want to throw a flag on the ground, even though you don't really do that in baseball, right? It's like, how do you have a super team in baseball? Like, I get it, right? You can have players that just have a great, batting average. I get that part, but baseball, obviously on offense, is so much more of an individual sport, right? It's not really a team sport, and with the exception of some strategy, right? If you want to get a base hit and set up your big hitter for a home run.
That used to be old days. It's more old school too.
I totally get that part of it, but it's like, I don't know. When I think super teams, I think teams like, baseball, football or basketball, where, you have, it relies on multiple people to be good at what they do for that super team thing to work. So I guess when you say super team, are you just really just talking about what their averages are in terms of like just their hits and runs and home? Is that what you're referring to, Daryl?
Well, yeah. You just have a bunch of, on offense, you have a bunch of power hitters for sure.
Gotcha.
Because when you look at baseball, see, a lot of people don't understand. They think that when a baseball player steps up to the plate to bat, they're just trying to swing to knock the ball out of the park. But that's not true for every player. You know, those what order you hit in means everything to how or what type of game you're going to play as a ball club. So if you have a power hitter coming up 1 through 9, I mean, I mean, chances are you're gonna blow everybody out all the time. But but if you really playing traditional baseball, where your number one hitter is just a speedster who can make contact with the ball and get on base, and then the next guy come up and move him over to third, and then the next guy come up, and who cares whether you're on first, second, or third? He just gonna knock the ball out of the park in the first place. With your 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Well, I mean, but again, think about it. All 9 of these fellas are at risk. You're at risk of throwing a pitch to a home run hitter every single time. And that's crazy. But so yeah, that's what the Dodgers are really all about. That super team. They went out and got power hitters, superstar players. But in the meanwhile, you got the Atlanta Braves who went out and got guys and said, okay, you know what? We're going to win this thing with teamwork and quality baseball play. And I think that's why I put the Braves over the Dodgers. But I was going to do that anyway. Y'all know we're going to cheer for no Dodgers. Come on, man.
Again, I know baseball is your forte. You are definitely the subject matter expert. But I mean, aren't they still pretty much the team to beat, though, right? I mean, they're leading the West. They got a comfortable lead. They see your point, right? Like, is there really another team that's poised in position to take them out, or are they still pretty much the team to beat?
Well, yeah, they're the team to beat, but I mean, you still have to deal with the Braves and you still have to deal with the Yankees.
Yeah,
and y'all know the Yankees. My favorite player, Aaron Judge, is on the Yankees. Do I like to root for the Yankees? Well, no, I really don't. But I mean, I just cannot deny Aaron Judge. I mean, that's all it is to it.
Well, I can deny them because there's no way in hell I want New York to get 2 championships in the same season, even remotely. You think they were obnoxious with the Knicks? Can you imagine if the Yankees were to win too?
Hide your buses.
Hide your kids. Hide your wives. Bruce is like,
imagine the Yankees and the Mets making it to the World Series again. We haven't seen that since.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. It's been a while since like the early 2000s, right? Or was it late 90s?
I know it's been a while. I remember the matchup. I just can't remember pinpoint the date.
The Subway Series, man. I wonder if they would just beat each other brains out in the streets of New York if that happened. like who you choose? How do you choose who you gonna fight?
It's almost like West Side Story and the Jets versus what's the other people in West Side Story? I forget the other guys.
Man, I don't know. I thought you were talking about the Outsiders for a second. Yeah, I remember
West Side Story. I don't know. That back to Shakespearean type stuff. Anyway, forget it. I was trying to act like I knew what I was talking about.
Trying to take us to the Wayback Machine. But yeah. And then home runs. Home runs are going to be interesting this year, fellas, because it seemed like everybody's running the race. I mean, the top home run person right now is Kyle Schwarber, who's surprised, and then Jordan Alvarez of the Astros, which is really interesting. He's about 5 home runs behind him, but it just seemed like
home runs.
25. Schwarber has 30. But then it seems like it's just a long list of people who's between 20 and 25. So it's going to be interesting going down the stretch this season to see who's going to get that home run title. Very, very interesting. But I put my money on Jordan. Here's the thing about Jordan. I was in a restaurant the other day, had DraftKings on my phone. It was sitting on the table.
DraftKings.
Jaleesa had on an Astros shirt, and our waiter, he said, hey, I got to ask y'all a question. Y'all must be baseball fans. I said, why? He said, oh, yeah, you got DraftKings, and she has on the Astros. And he said, so y'all Astros fans? are like, yeah. He said, man, Jordan Alvarez is the best player in baseball, but his team sucked. And he was like, if he was on another team, he would be the runaway winner with home runs this season. But, and now let me explain that, Marcus. Look here, here's how it works. If you have a lineup, okay, say you're the number 4 hitter, okay, can you hit the baseball? You think you hit a home run?
No, not me.
All right. If we put Jordan Alvarez in front of you to bat third, they're not going to pitch the ball to Jordan.
I see what you're
They're not
saying.
going to. They gonna pat. They gonna let him get on base so that they can go ahead and pitch to you.
Oh yeah, that's what I meant about the strategy piece right there. Like that's the teamwork part of it that I'm talking about, right? It's not
Exactly.
like a direct. It's a strategy looking at who are the hitters have the higher probability of getting a home run or or possibly putting some points on the board versus they see me at bat. It's like, oh yeah, we
It's like what they did with
maybe a
Babe
business
Ruth and Lou
strike there.
Gehrig. Lou Gehrig protected Babe Ruth so they couldn't pitch around him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a way back machine.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. So, but yeah, that's it, y'all. Not a whole lot going on. Not a whole lot of excitement. Home run derby is going to be played different this year at the All Star
Oh,
game.
really? How are they going to do it?
Yeah, they're going. So what they're going to do is they're eliminating the clock, and you get so many pitches. Each batter has
Oh,
get so many pitches to hit the ball. But if you hit the last ball, then you get a pitch until you miss or until
Mm.
you don't get the home run.
now I
So
remember in the back in the day, and not that long ago, people wouldn't do the home run derby because they said it messes up their swing. Because you got your pitching coach up there throwing it to you, so you're getting the balls are being grooved to you. So, do you think that's true?
yeah, I think so. I think so. Think about it. When you see them preparing for the home run derby, usually the person that's preparing for the home run derby, their batting average goes down significantly within about 2 weeks of the All Star game
Yeah.
because they're up there trying to slug. I mean, I guess you just lose focus, and every pitch you see, you're thinking, I got to knock it out. That's why, because that's what you've been practicing for the home run derby. So yeah, you kind of struggle a little bit heading into the All Star game. But yeah, I think it's, I,
You
I
know,
think
but
it's,
I was wondering another question because maybe I'm
Okay.
wrong because I don't pay as much attention as I used to. I used to know all the players and stuff and keep real good track of them. But back in the day, there's people in the stands that actually take score, and what I'm talking about, where they, be like, okay, he got a single, he stole that base, get guy got a home run, we could score it that way. Now it
Mhm.
seems like it's almost like the NBA, it's the 3-point competition. It's become a home run competition. Do people still take that, get that pad and they keep charts of who did what? I think it used to be called scoring.
it's-
Do they still
yeah,
do
yeah.
that?
I see the managers doing it. I
Yeah,
don't
they do it,
really
but I
see
mean,
fans doing it.
fans used to always do that. I used to do it too. You keep track of, who it was and who could do what. Because like you say, the strategy used to be first guy gets on base. Second batter's job is to get him to second or third, and the third and fourth batter's job is to get him home. But now it's more like everyone's going to try to get home. But anyway, it's changed. I just wonder if
Yeah,
they still do that as much.
yeah.
But
Well, but that's
go ahead.
baseball, y'all. I mean, I can't talk a bunch of couple of fellas who don't give a damn about baseball about
Hey, I
baseball.
care
Well,
about
You,
baseball when
you,
the Astros are, in the race for the pennant. I care about it then. I
I
come out the
really
woodworks.
I think for me, it's changed a lot, and it's true in all sports. Back in my day, I'd watch the Rangers. The players pretty much, and there were trades and all. But now it's like all the teams are like mercenaries, and I really don't know the players like I used to know them very well. And
yeah.
there was guys back in the day. You probably never heard of some of these guys, but like Burt Blyleven. You ever heard of Burt Blyleven? You know,
No, I never heard of them.
he's in the Hall of Fame, not because he was with the Rangers, but he was with the Ranger one year. And I remember it was so funny because I'd watch him, and he wasn't pitching really well. And his wife just chewed him out. And he hit a no-hitter. I pitched a no-hitter the very next game. So they thought, we need to sign this dude up. So he was crazy. But the game's changed a lot. There's like, back in the day, we had a pitcher, forgot his name. But anyway, he got like $15,000 a year. That was his salary. Of course, it was 15,000 was better then than now. But then the Rangers now have a pitcher, $37 million. And you didn't even mention he's got a chance to win a pennant. So, $37 million versus this guy
Mm-mm.
back in the day. So, that. Oh, another thing that's changed. I don't know if you ever heard of AJ, Alex Johnson.
No, I haven't heard of
in the
him.
Rangers. He was an outfielder. So here's how the game has changed. He used to catch the ball with one glove, one hand. Now they do it all the time now. I mean, those gloves are humongous all the time. So he had a slogan: "Why catch the ball with two hands when you can catch it with one?"
That's a
And
good
so we
point.
thought, this guy is an incredible player. But back then they would, they do that catch it with two hands. I mean, in the '70s, and now everybody's like, no one would catch it with two hands, like they used to.
I mean, yeah.
And then when you said the guy has already 30 home runs in the first half of the season, and then back in the day, Jeff Burrows. I don't know if you ever heard of him. His son was a good player too. His son
Yeah.
died young, but Jeff Burrows, MVP once, 30 home runs in a season, and we thought that was phenomenal. Now they got 30 home runs half the season.
Half season, halfway through.
And
Right.
he was MVP of the league because of that year.
Yeah.
I mean, it was phenomenal.
Different times, different times. I mean, these I feel like these athletes are just so much more, not only in shape, but I mean, there's just
Yeah, shape. Yeah, they work.
their
It's
shape.
full-time
I
job.
mean, you got, I see those old clips of Babe Ruth, man. He look, that big pot belly knocking them home runs out and stuff like that. But I mean, they have
That was at the end of his career, but yeah.
yeah, I know. They have nutritionists. They have, dedicated weight trainers. They have the access to the best food, the medicine, the training, the nutrition. Like these players are just conditioned in a completely different way. So, the most, just phenomenal athlete 20, 30 years ago is like now considered an average, athlete today. And I think that's pretty consistent across pretty much all sports, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, back in the day, remember back in the '60s, in football, they would be all out of shape. I'd come in there with cigars, drinking beer. Preseason meant something because they had to really get in shape.
Yeah, man.
Now
No,
they're already in shape when they
gotta
go
stay
into
year
it.
year round in shape, year round conditioning. I mean, that's pretty much like that across all the sports, man. I've seen them old sports back in the day. And, they take their break, and they're taking shots of
Yes.
tequila, in the bullpen. Like, hey, when you up? Yeah, let me finish this tequila real quick. All right, let's go. Batter up.
Yeah, they played Don Meredith for the Cowboys. He came in hungover, and Tom Landry sent him in anyway, just to say, like, you're going in there anyway. You're going to see what it feels. He wasn't going to get any pity on him. I got to tell you, too, do you remember, this is the guy who saved the Rangers, and I felt bad for him, David Clyde. He was from Houston.
Did he go to Fur?
He was in Houston High School. Right out of high school, 18 years old. That went over my head, but not Daryl's. But anyway, he got drafted by the Rangers, mainly because the Rangers were so bad. They drafted a couple of people from Texas. Mike Hargrove, I don't know if you remember him. Anyway, David Clyde came up from high school, won his first 3 games. He, looked like he's going to be a phenom. Sandy Koufax sent him a letter. He was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. But Rangers was falling apart. First time the Rangers had a sellout was when David Clyde pitched. But then the owner said, like, no, we're not going to send him to the minor league to really learn how. So they ruined him because he was such a draw that year. They ruined him. And a few years later, I think he only needed 5 more games to get his pension, and then the Rangers cut him. And I thought that was cold-blooded because they ruined the kid. He might could have been something, but it's business. That's business.
Yeah, bro. That's one thing about baseball. One day you're here, and the next you're gone.
That quick, yeah. Must be
Easy.
frustrating for the guys in the minor league. I always thought they're cruel. I knew a guy who was minor league, really good player, and he really believed he was going to get up. But can you imagine in the minor league, you stay in it so long thinking you have a chance. You're not making much, but you're that close to making a lot of money. And like, who was the guy who played forever, for Kansas City or something? Can you imagine being like in minor leagues behind him and you can't get your chance because the guy just won't retire. Get out of my way,
Julio Franco.
Like a state.
You remember Julio?
You just can't get in there. Just don't have a shot to get in them.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's see what else. Let me tell you my first player to hit a home run. They used to be the Washington Senators, and then the Bob Short, I think his name was Short. He brought him to Texas. And so they brought down a guy called Frank Howard. He's a Hall of Famer. So he's a big home run hitter in the day, but Frank Howard is the first guy to hit a home run for the Texas Rangers. Anyway, he was huge. I think he was 6'7", so a big old guy, big strike zone, but particularly back in the day, he was a legend. But when he came here, not so much so. But anyway,
yeah. Well, I imagine this trivia question.
Yeah,
this person's name has to be Chan, Ho, or Park. What's his last name?
Frank Howard.
Oh.
You know him, Daryl?
I do not.
Well, he's a Hall of Famer for the Washington Senators. He was pretty much at the end of his career when that first year with the Rangers.
Yeah.
Ted Williams was the first manager for the Rangers. You probably heard of Ted Williams, the great hitter.
Yeah.
Some people consider him the best hitter ever. Ted Williams was the first manager. And I remember someone was telling me he wasn't a good manager because he could bat so well. He didn't understand how to teach you how to hit. Like a batter would go up there and say, like, I'm struggling at the bat, coach. Can you help me? Well, hit the ball. Well, I'm not hitting the ball. Well, if the ball's over the plate, hit it. But I'm having a little trouble. Can you help me? Hit the ball. He didn't know how to teach him how to hit the ball. Just hit the ball. What's so hard? He just didn't understand that some people need a little coaching. Hit the ball.
Hit the ball.
Yeah. That's pretty basic. Now, what else? Anything else about baseball?
I mean, I think we're going to see how the All-Star break play out. And I'm ready to see this new home run derby. And I think that's going to be, you think that, I probably don't know, but y'all think the Astros going to make a run like always?
I think they got one in them, man. I mean, they always find a way. Or
they can't catch the Rangers this year. They're two games behind the Rangers. They can't catch them.
Yeah, okay. I
mean, they're only 2 games behind.
Yeah, I'm about to say that's that's called a Wednesday. Yeah, we're talking about there. So no, we'll see.
Hey, that's all I've had for a while. Got to have it. Got to root for them. They're in first place. With a $37 million pitcher.
Astros will be back in Houston. I'm sorry, back in Arlington, July. I think it's July 10th through 12th. If y'all want to check it out.
Go to the game.
Yeah, for sure.
July 10th through 12th.
And see, I missed it last time they were in Dallas because I think we were wrestling with closing on the house and everything. So
you said July 9th through the 12th.
I think it's the 10th through 12th. That's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday set.
Yeah. All right, I think so. I'll find out. I'll send it. Let's just remind each other. Send a text out. And we'll see, and then we can do a tailgating from there.
Well, I'm glad I get to hear about it. Maybe we'll have a tailgating episode where I get to hear about it. I mean, I know I ain't in local. Can y'all still invite a brother? Y'all have to leave me on the side.
I mean, we just did.
I didn't know that was. I thought that was like a local invite. I know that was a virtual invite.
Why you don't act like that about the Spurs? Well, if it's the Spurs, you jump up and run any second. But if you want to act all funny about the Astros being in Arlington.
We're not going to do this tonight. We're not going to do this. We're done. All right, guys, that's another episode of Tailgating. I'll tell you what, there, Hank Hill.
Brought to you by Hank Hill and
Bruce,
what's that?
Come on, man, Bruce.
DraftKings and Hank Hill.
You are literally Hank Hill. I'm telling you, dude. Like seriously, you should see if Mike Judge, like at some point, like ran across you and studied you for like a few weeks. You got the voice, man. I'll tell you what, there, Bobby. My name is Bruce. This here is Tailgating. I'll tell you what. I'll sell propane and accessories.
Oh gosh. When I was a kid, as a teacher, I had these, where are the pair? These glasses on. I was a lot younger then. Superman came out. They said, "Yeah, you look like Clark Kent." Never Superman. It's always Clark Kent. Yeah. Now I'm Hank Hill.
Hank Hill, baby. Bobby, that boy ain't right. Man,
all right. Before I get in too much trouble, everybody, like and subscribe, share this, but leave some comments. Baseball, what do you think about baseball? Is Houston going to make a run, or are the Rangers going to hold them off?
Astros, baby.
We're going to look into see if maybe we're going to do a tailgating from a Ranger Astro game. So anyway, see y'all later. Have fun.
Peace.